Okay, so the Middle East war, guys, this is a big deal, and you're not being told what's going on and how this will impact you because the entire media in the West is all controlled by the same group of people, and I think we know who I'm referring to. So guys, why is this war happening? So really concisely, this war is happening because Israel is basically controlling the USA, and the only last chess piece the Israelis have to flick over on the chessboard is Iran. They're the only country in the world, in the world and in the Middle East or West Asia, that actually interferes with Israel's hegemonic goals of dominating the region and taking land from the surrounding countries. Iran is the only country that is actively against it. That's why they are this evil regime. So what are the objectives of the US and Israel, and what is Iran's objective? So the aggressor objectives, Israel and the US, is to topple the Iranian government or to completely destroy the country so they pose no threat to the goals and aspirations of the nuclear armed Israel. Now, what is Iran's objectives? Iran's objectives is to survive. They've been under some of the worst economic sanctions in history for nearly 50 years. So Iran's goal is to just survive and keep their head above water. Now, how will this war end? This is really important to understand. Everyone says, your famous favorite influencer, they all say this war will end soon, it's all theater. No guys, this is not theater. This is Iran's last shot at survival, because Iran agreed to a ceasefire in June 2025. And guess what? A few months later in 2026, during negotiations, they get attacked once again. Can you trust the USA? No, you cannot. So the US and Israel, their only hope, because they assassinated Iran's supreme leader, that failed at changing the government. Iran fought and is fighting and is actually doing really hard damage on American bases. You can see where they've attacked. Any attack in Turkey, though, Iran is saying it's not them. Turkey is a NATO member, and Iran denies attacking Azerbaijan. So keep that in mind. And there have been many reports of Israeli sabotage attacks happening in Saudi Arabia too, and Qatar. So who decides how this war ends? Well, the US and Israel do not get to decide. And why is that? Well, you have to look at the facts. Let's take a look at the price of oil, guys. Here is the price of oil, okay? You can't see my screen. Let me make this easier for you. Oops. It's $102, all right? The current date today is March 9th. It's gone up by 40% in the past few months, and actually, past month, it's gone up by 35%. In the past 5 days, 21%. These prices are gonna get pretty crazy in the next few months. So, and look at this, right? Here is the a chart from 2021 till now. The price has just skyrocketed. So here's the most important thing you need to know, guys. It's a matter of who can keep their head above water the longest. For Iran, they just need to survive and keep this area here, the Strait of Hormuz, blocked. And so far, 90% of the ships have stopped moving, which means no oil flow to Europe, to Australia, to East Asia, except for friendly countries like China. We can go into this in another video. I'm not going to go too in depth on why it's blocked. There's the element of course, attacks, but the most important element is insurance, which we'll get to another time. So here's the basis of what I'm saying. How long will this go for? Well, the US and Israel, guys, won't stop until Iran is toppled. And Iran won't stop. Well, the US and Israel might stop this to try and save face, but that's not going to happen because Iran cannot accept this, because they did and they got attacked. And they will get attacked until they are no more. How does Iran survive? Well, Iran just needs to cop a beating for probably 90 days, 4 months, 5 months even. And then by then, the Western countries who are approving of this war, who are trying to actually turn a blind eye to the war, will get destroyed economically. And here's why. Australia, 36 days of fuel reserves. New Zealand, 30 days of fuel reserves. Germany, 100 days of fuel reserves. UK, so England, 90 days. France, 4 months maximum. South Korea, Japan are more well protected because they are so far away from oil, so they need to have a big supply. So who lasts longer, guys? It's really about this. The West can only survive for 90 days to maybe 4 months if they're lucky. But by that time, guys, the price of oil is going to be, $150, maybe $200, maybe even more. And it's never been above, I believe, $147. Last time it got there was during the Great Financial Crisis, which really damaged the Western world. And it damaged the UAE. I'm pretty sure Dubai went bankrupt. That's why the Burj Khalifa is called what it is, because Abu Dhabi bailed them out. This is some history you can go learn. So guys, who will win this war? Whoever lasts the longest. And my money is on Iran on this one.